Good morning. In the previous lecture, we discussed a three coordinate system and we tried to compare them. Although we already had covered that particular part in initial lectures, but again in this previous lecture, we shown the graphical symbols of these three planes on the PPT. Now again take a review of this three coordinate system. The Cartesian coordinate system deals with three coordinates, which are those x, y and z, and in cylindrical coordinate system three coordinates are r, phi and z, and spherical coordinate system three coordinates are r, theta and third coordinate is phi. Okay, third coordinate is phi. Although in cylindrical coordinate system, in order to show the difference between this r and this r, sometimes this r of this cylindrical system is shown in this fashion by this symbol rho. Okay, but no problem, you can use this r symbol, the first plane, with this symbol or this symbol, no problem. Either you use r or rho, no problem. Okay, what exactly this r or rho is? This is the radius of cylinder. That's why it is a cylindrical coordinate system. And what is this r? This r is nothing but a radius of sphere. Okay, and I already explained you what is constant x plane, constant y plane, constant z plane in Cartesian system. Constant r plane in this cylindrical system is nothing but outer surface of the cylinder. Okay, because each point, all the point on this outer surface will have same radius. That's why it is a constant r plane. Similarly, what is this constant r plane in spherical system? Outer surface of sphere, if you take, then r coordinate of every point on this outer surface, any point, if you measure the radius of any point on this outer surface of sphere, it will be same. That's why it is a constant r plane. Okay, I also explained you what is this phi. Okay, this phi and this phi plane and this phi plane are same. Okay, with these two planes, that means this phi plane always starts from, suppose this is x, y and z, then this phi plane always starts from xz plane and it moves in anti-clockwise direction like this. Okay, each time it is making angle with this xz plane, making angle with xz plane. So phi plane can move, start from xz plane, it can move up to negative, means total revolution it can take. That's why the phi angle can be from 0 to 2 pi. From where you measure the phi angle? From where you measure the phi angle? You measure the phi angle from this xz plane. Okay, this phi plane and this phi plane in both coordinate system are z, same. This z plane here and this z plane here are same, both are same. Okay, theta plane is nothing but it is a plane made up of half right circular cone like this, right circular cone like this. I have shown you here. Okay, this is your phi plane. Okay, the outer surface will have same theta coordinate. That's why it is a constant theta plane. And this plane is a phi plane which started from this xz plane. Okay, this is your xz plane. So this is the angle made by this phi plane. This is your phi plane, this is your phi plane, and this is the angle made by phi plane with xz plane. Okay, each time whenever you move this phi plane in this direction, in anti-clockwise direction, this phi angle gets increased. So phi angle can start from 0, it goes up to 2 pi. Okay, so you have to remember that the coordinates in Cartesian system are x, y, z, r, phi, z. In spherical, r, theta, phi. Which are the three unit vectors in Cartesian system? three units vectors in three directions are ax cap, ay cap and az cap. Similarly, three unit vectors of these three directions are ar cap, a phi cap, az cap. Here ar cap, a theta cap, a phi cap, although some authors do not use cap symbol. For example, I want to show ar cap in this fashion. Some authors straight away write only ar, some authors uses ar cap. Both are one and the same thing. This rule is applicable to all unit vectors of all these three coordinate system. You have to remember this. So for example, here in this particular slide they have not used cap, okay, but although you use cap symbol in on top of this on top of each of these unit vectors, there is no problem. Okay, so three differential lengths in Cartesian system are dx, dy, dz. In cylindrical system are dr, or it is also called as d rho. No problem, you can use r or rho, one and the same thing. Those three differential lengths in cylindrical system are dr, r d phi and dz. In spherical coordinate system, dr, r d theta, r sin theta, d phi. So these are the three differential lengths in three coordinate system. So the total differential length of the Cartesian system is dl bar or dl is equal to dx ax plus dy ay plus dz az. So you can also write down in this fashion dl bar, dx ax cap, dx dy ay cap and dz az cap in this fashion. Or you straight away you can write down, you can also write in this fashion. Straight away you can use total differential length in Cartesian system is dl is equal to dx x cap, dy ay cap plus dz az cap. What is the differential length? In x direction dx, in y direction dy, in z direction it is dz. So total differential length is this. Sometimes we require this total differential length also in some of the derivation. In cylindrical coordinate system, three differential lengths are dr, r d phi and dz. In spherical, dr, r d theta, r sin theta, d phi. By adding all these three, we will get total differential lengths in three coordinate systems. Once you memorize these three differential lengths of three coordinate system, it is very easy to find out three differential surfaces of each of these coordinate system. How will you find out the differential surface? Differential length is a vector, that's why it is many times written by bar. Okay, so differential surface in x direction, how will you find out? Multiply remaining these two and attach ax cap here. How will you find out ds y bar? Multiply remaining two differential lengths dx and dz you will get, and into ay cap you will get differential surface in y direction. How will you obtain differential surface in z direction? You attach here az cap and magnitude will be multiply remaining two differential lengths. The same rule is applicable to this coordinate system as well as this coordinate system. Okay, so differential surfaces are vectors, differential volume is a scalar. How would you find out differential volume? Multiply all the three differential lengths, you will get differential volume. For example, here dr r d theta, dr into r d theta into dr into r d phi into dz, you will get total differential volume. How will you find out in spherical system? dv dr into r square, dr into r d theta into r sin theta d phi. You can write down in this fashion. For example, in spherical coordinate system, dv is equal to, the first differential length is first differential length here is, what is this? dr. Second differential length is r d theta third differential length is r sin theta d phi. I am not able to write down the total symbols because of the limitation. You can understand by multiplying these three differential lengths you will get this. So there is no need to memorize these parts. There is no need to memorize this part. Automatically you can construct these differential surfaces and differential volume with the help of differential lengths. You have to remember the three differential lengths of these three system. Automatically you will get this. So which are the three differential lengths of Cartesian system? dx, dy, dz in cylindrical, dr, r d phi, dz in spherical, dr, r d theta, r sin theta, d phi. You have to remember this. What are the limits of this three coordinate system? X can vary from minus infinity to plus infinity. Same is the case with y and z. R is nothing but radius of cylinder. Radius can be, minimum radius can be 0 and maximum radius can be infinity for cylinder. So r can vary from 0 to infinity. Phi can vary from, recall back, phi plane is nothing but it starts from xz plane. It can move in anti-clockwise direction, so it can take a complete cycle. So 0 to 2 pi. So phi can vary from 0 to 2 pi. This z can vary from minus infinity to plus infinity. This r, radius of sphere, can vary from 0 to infinity. Theta is a half angle of right circular cone, so it can be opened in this fashion. I explained you in the previous lecture. So theta can vary from, it is measured from z axis, it can vary from 0 to pi. Here theta can vary from, minimum theta will be 0, because if theta is 0, then right circular cone will be closed in this fashion. If theta is extended to the full amount, then it can be extended, theta can be maximum pi. Why? Because right circular cone can be extended from this point, from positive z towards negative z. This is negative z axis. So theta can be minimum 0 and maximum it can be pi. But phi angle can be 0 to 2 pi, because it can take total complete revolution from starting from xz plane back to the backside of xz plane. So this is all about the three coordinate system. You have to remember, because these coordinate systems and their details are required in derivation part of this electromagnetic subject. Now del operator. What exactly del operator? We have already covered this del operator as well as its operation, but here on PowerPoint again we will take a recap. Del operator is a mathematical operator. It can be defined in all the three coordinate system. For example, in Cartesian system, it is defined in this fashion. It is a vector. You can note down, because x is there, ay is there, az is there. What are these? X, ay and az are the unit vectors of Cartesian system. Unit vectors. These are the vectors. Sometimes they are written by x cap, ay cap, az cap, or you can write ax, ay, az, no problem. Okay, these three coordinates, these three unit vectors are for Cartesian system. As del formula contains these unit vectors, that means del is a vector. It is a vector. Okay. Now what are the operations possible with the del operator? Can you recall back the previous lecture? I think lecture number 4 or 5. Del operator, if you multiply with a scalar, it gives you gradient of that scalar. For example, our scalar is v, for example. It can be anything. So del into v is nothing but gradient of v. Second operation possible with the del operator is divergence of the given vector. For example, our given vector is a bar or a, then del dot a bar is nothing but divergence of a bar or divergence of a, no problem. if you take the cross product of any given vector with del operator in this fashion, then it is called as curl of that vector. For example, curl of b bar, how would you write? Curl of b bar you can write down in this fashion, curl of b bar or curl of b, no problem. So similarly you can find out curl of any vector, just you have to do what? Del cross, write down that vector. If you multiply del vector in this fashion with any scalar, del square given scalar, del square v for example, then it is called as Laplacian of that scalar. So how many operations are possible with del operator? Four operations. First operation and second operations are performed on scalars. Second and third operations are on vector. Okay, so we will check what are the del formula in 3 coordinate system. This is the formula in Cartesian system. So this is the formula in Cartesian system for del operator. How will you recall, how will you memorize this formula? You know the differential lengths in Cartesian systems are dx, dy, dz. You straight away write down these 3 differential lengths on the denominator side and attach 3 unit vectors of that coordinate system. How would you memorize this cylindrical coordinate system formula? You know that the differential lengths of cylindrical system are dr, r d phi, dz. You can recall back that r can be written in this fashion also for cylindrical coordinate system. Okay, you can write down here dr also like this, no problem. Here they have written d rho like this. Both are same. Okay, so what are the 3 differential lengths in cylindrical system? Dr, r d phi, dz. So in this way, and only you have to attach 3 unit vectors, ar cap, a phi cap and az cap. This way you can memorize this formula. Del formula in spherical system, for that how will you memorize this? For that you require 3 differential lengths of spherical system, which are those? dr, r d theta and r theta, sin theta d phi. 3 differential lengths you write down on the denominator side, attach 3 unit vectors of that system. You will get the formula of del operator on these 3 coordinate systems. The first operation, gradient operation. For that gradient operation, only straight away gradient of scalar, you multiply your given scalar. You multiply your given scalar with this formula. With which formula? With this formula. For example, your scalar function is v. Then how will you find out the gradient of scalar v in Cartesian system? Attach here v, you will get, for example, del v is equal to, write down the formula of del operator here and write down v here, given v, whatever may be the v can be like this, v can be 20. Okay, so if you want the gradient of v in Cartesian system, you put this formula here in this bracket. If you want the gradient of v in cylindrical system, you put this formula here in this bracket. Same is the case with spherical system. So this formula, I hope you understood how these formulas are obtained. For example, one example is given, how to find out gradient of given scalar. Obviously we cannot solve this problem on paper, that's why I have put it on screen on this PPT, but I request you to solve this particular problem on your paper, on your notebook, on your page, so that once you do this, you will get a confidence how to get a gradient of given scalar. If you are having any query or doubt, you can post your comment on this video on YouTube, or straight away you can ask me on phone or on maybe WhatsApp. Suppose the given scalar is this. For this you have to calculate the gradient of the given scalar. Now you can note down here your given scalar is in z is involved, x is involved, that means v is given in Cartesian system. That's why to solve the first bit they have used the formula of gradient in Cartesian system. Straight away what you have to do, you put this v value here, here and here, and take the derivative with respect to x, with respect to y and with respect to z. You will get, and you know how to take the derivative of any quantity or any field with respect to x and y and z. When you take the derivative with respect to x, you have to forget y, because y now will be the constant. If you take the derivative of this v with respect to y, then in that case z will be constant, x will be treated as constant. Similarly case with this. Once you do this calculation, you will get this particular result. Okay. Now second bit, u is given, u is any scalar which involves rho is there, that means, and z is there and phi is there. That means given u scalar is given in which coordinate system? Cylindrical coordinate system. It is not given in Cartesian or spherical. That's why they have used which formula? Gradient formula for cylindrical coordinate system. Straight away you put this u here, here, and put this u here. You will, and you have to take a derivative with respect to r, with respect to phi here, with respect to z here. Automatically you will get this particular answer. Okay. Now how to solve the third bit? Third bit, if you closely observe, you will find phi is involved, theta is involved and r is involved. That means the given scalar is given in which coordinate system? R, theta, phi is nothing but spherical coordinate system. That's why you have to use the gradient formula for spherical system. This how to recall back and how to memorize this formula I explained few minutes before. Here straight away you write down w here, put here w, this w put here as well as here, and take derivative with respect to r, theta and phi. You will get this particular answer. I again request you do this calculation on paper. Okay. Once you find the correct answer as matching with this, you will get a confidence that gradient of a scalar is very simple to compute. If you don't get the answer, you discuss with me anytime. Divergence of a vector. Now how do you find out the divergence of a vector? Obviously there are three coordinate system: Cartesian, cylindrical and spherical. Divergence of a vector can be obtained by taking the dot product of del with the given vector. Dot product, dot product. How to memorize these three formulas in three system? Again you will require what? Differential lengths of these three systems. Differential length in Cartesian system is dx, dy, dz. You write down these three differential lengths on denominator side, you will get this formula. Similarly, how would you get this formula? Write down the differential lengths on the denominator side. What are the three differential lengths in cylindrical system? dr, r, d phi and dz. But what about this? This r is added, additional r is added here on the denominator side. Similarly, this additional r is added on the numerator side. So these two gets cancelled. Okay, although you should not cancel it during the calculation, but in order to memorize this formula, this way you can use this particular trick that apart from differential lengths, this r is added additionally, this r is added additionally on the denominator side, on the numerator side. This way you can memorize this particular formula. Similarly, what are the three differential lengths in spherical system? dr, r sine theta, okay, not r sine theta. Which are the three differential lengths? Which are the three differential lengths in spherical system, if you can recall back? Yes, what are those? dr, r d theta, r sin theta, d phi. dr, r d theta, r sin theta, d phi. So how will you get this? Gradient operation, sorry, not gradient, divergence. How would you memorize this particular formula? dr is here as it is, r sin theta, sorry, r d theta is as it is, r d theta. What is additional term? Sin theta is additional term. So sin theta is added on the numerator as well. R square is an additional term on the denominator side. So r square is added on the numerator as well. And third differential length is r sin theta d phi. Okay, so this way you can memorize this formula as well. So this formula as it is, write down differential lengths on denominator side. This formula same, only one additional term r, here two additional term r square, here sin theta and this sin theta additional term. This way you can memorize this particular divergence formula for three coordinate systems. How will you solve the problem on divergence of a vector? Determine divergence of these vector fields. One first vector is given p bar, q bar or t bar or simply pqt. So here you can find the first coordinate system is in the first problem, the coordinate system is given in, yes, which coordinate system? X and z is involved, x, y, z. That means your coordinate system is given in which coordinate system? This vector is given in which coordinate system? Cartesian. So in Cartesian system, that means you have to use divergence formula for Cartesian system. What is this formula? This. Okay, I explained you how to memorize this particular formula, and straight away you write down the x component of p bar. What is the x component of p bar? This is the x component of p bar. This is z component of p bar, and there is, what is the y component of this given vector? 0 ay. Okay, in this fashion also you can complete this vector. So the x component of p bar is written here, y component of p bar is written here, and z component of p bar is written here, and straight away you have to take the derivative of this, then you will get this particular answer. So this is very simple. Now how to solve the second bit? Now first of all, carefully observe this second vector is given in which coordinate system? Rho is involved, phi is involved, z is involved. That means r, phi and z. That means it is a cylindrical coordinate system. That's why in order to obtain the divergence, you take which formula? Divergence formula for cylindrical coordinate system. How to recall this formula? I explained you few minutes before. So similarly here what you have to do, you decompose the r coordinate of this q like this. This is r coordinate of r component of this q, this is phi component, and this is your z component of this q bar or q. So you straight away write down or put this r component here, qp, this q phi you write down here, and qz you write down here. Now you take the derivative of this particular term, you take the derivative with respect to r. You take the derivative of this, whatever it may be, with respect to phi, derivative of this with respect to z, then you will get this particular answer. I again request you have to solve this particular problem on paper, otherwise you will not understand. Okay. How will you solve this particular third bit? Third bit, in order to solve third bit, first of all you carefully observe which coordinate system is mentioned in this third bit. R is mentioned, theta is mentioned, and phi is also mentioned. Phi is also mentioned. So what is the r component of t bar? This is r component of t bar. What is phi component? This is phi component, and this is phi component, and this is theta component. So you put r component here, tr, this is t theta you put here, t theta you put here, and t phi you put here, and straight away take a derivative of this whole term with respect to r. You take a derivative of this whole term with respect to theta. This whole term, you take the derivative of this whole term with respect to phi. Once you take the derivative, you will get this answer. So it is very simple to calculate the divergence of vector. What exactly you need? You need to first of all carefully observe the given vector is the vector given is in which coordinate system, and if it is Cartesian, then use the formula of Cartesian system for calculating the divergence. If it is in a spherical system, use the spherical formula. The third operation possible with the del operator is your curl operation. In curl, again in Cartesian system, the formula is like this. It is very simple. If it is a Cartesian system, if given vector a bar or a is given in Cartesian system, you write down in the first row 3 unit vectors, 3 unit vectors of that system. In the second row you write down dx dy dz, or dr d phi dz, or dr d theta d phi, partial derivatives obviously, and component of given vector in x direction, in y direction, and z direction. Similarly, in r direction, in phi direction, and z direction, r direction, theta, and phi direction. What are the additional terms? What are the additional terms? Here there is no additional term attached in the third row or in the first row, because the differential lengths in Cartesian system are dx dy dz. There is no change in the formula. But in case of cylindrical system, the differential lengths are dr, r d phi, and dz. But here what you have written? Dr d phi dz. So r is not written here. This r is written here and here. So compensation of this missing r is accommodated here in the first row and in the third row.
Similarly, what are the three differential lengths of spherical system? What are the three differential lengths of spherical system? dr, r d theta, r sin theta, d phi. So what is missing here? R is missing here. R is missing here. So this R is compensated here, and this R is again compensated in the third row. So similarly, what is missing in the third differential length here in the second row? What are the differential lengths? dr, r d theta, r sin theta, d phi. R sin theta. So r sin theta is missing, that's why r sin theta is added in the first row as well as it is added in the third row. So in this manner you can memorize this particular formula. So you understood this? There is no changes in this particular formula because dx, dy, dz are as it is. Dr, r, d phi, dz, so r is missing here, so added here in the first row and in the third row. In the third formula, r is missing, so added in the first row, third row. R sin theta is missing here, so added in the first row and third row. In this way you can memorize or recall the formula of curl. Now let us take a problem on curl of a vector, given vector. So in this problem, two vectors are given, p bar and q bar, or simply p and q. So suppose p bar and q bar. Let us write down this. Okay. So first vector p bar is given in which coordinate system? X is involved, az is involved. That means simply it is a Cartesian coordinate system. So use the formula of curl for Cartesian system. What is that formula? This formula. So what you have to write down? In the first row, you straight away write down x cap, ay cap, az cap. What you will write down here? What you will write down here? Del cross p bar, because the vector given is p bar. What is the first component of x? X component of p bar is x square yz. What is y component? 0. And third component, z component of p bar is xz. So you write down these components here. In third row, px, py, pz. You write down here. What is the px? Px is x square y z. Okay, so you can write down here x square. You write down here px. You write down here py. In our problem, what is px? X square yz. What is px? It is x square yz. So you write down here x square yz. What is py? Py is not mentioned, that means it is 0. So you write down in the third row 0 here. And what is pz? Pz is xz. So you write down xz here. Okay, this row will be as it is. And you know how to calculate the cross product. How to calculate the cross product of this particular table? It is very simple. You do cross multiplications. I can show you the slide where we have did it. Here we have did this cross multiplication. Ax cap, and in this bracket what comes? In this bracket, ignore this first column, multiply ay into bz, minus az into bz, az into by. Similarly, cross, if you want this ay component in this bracket, ignore this, multiply these two and multiply these two. In this way you can find the cross product. So in this particular problem of curl, here the solution is mentioned in a decomposed manner. Okay, even though you do not understand this, you straight away use this particular formula. You use this formula. Use this formula because the given vector p bar is given in Cartesian system. Now second vector, if you note down, involves phi component, r component and z component. So that means it is a cylindrical coordinate system. So you use the formula of cylindrical system to calculate del cross q bar. So del cross q bar you can obtain with the help of this formula. Okay, and I forgot to tell you in the previous few minutes before, additional r this missing r is accommodated here, accommodated in the third row, as well as it is accommodated here. Similarly, this r was missing and this r sin theta was missing. So what is missing? R into r sin theta. That's why r square sin theta is added outside this bracket as well. So you understood? This way you can memorize this particular formula. R is missing here, that's why added here as well as here. In the this missing r is added in the first row, in the third row, as well as outside this particular bracket. R was missing here, added here and here. R sin theta was missing here, added in the first row, added in the third row, and multiplication of these two is added outside this bracket. So in the second bit, the problem is of cylindrical coordinate system. So you can use, so what is vector q bar? Q bar is this. So what is q? QR component is, this is the QR component, r sin phi. What is q phi component? R square z is the phi component of q vector, and this is, what is this? This is q z. So QR, q phi, q z you put here. Where you need to put? In order to change this particular formula for our problem, in place of this AR etc., you write down here Q R into Q phi and Q Z. You replace this particular third row with this, and you can find out the curl of Q given vector. You can find out the curl with the help of this formula. So with this we stop here, and in the next lecture we will discuss what is divergence theorem, what is Stokes theorem, and what is Laplacian of a scalar. Okay, thank you.